Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I'm very pleased to welcome you to the afternoon session of the conference. And we are particularly grateful to and we welcome the Minister of State, Seán Sherlock. The Minister is placed between two departments, in a sense, Jobs, Enterprise and Innovation, and the Department of Education and Skills, where he has special responsibility for research and innovation. So as a policymaker, he is perfectly placed to comment on and reassure us, I suppose, about the position of social sciences and humanities within the firmament. So with no further ado, I'll ask the Minister, Seán Sherlock, to address us. Minister.
Thank you, Chairman. I know how hard it is to come back into a session after having lunch, so I thank you for taking the time to listen to me, and I want to thank Margaret and Michael for the kind invitation to address you here in this wonderful, wonderful room. I'm delighted to have this opportunity to address this Irish EU Presidency Associated Conference on the role and contribution of the humanities and social sciences. Before I speak about today's conference, I just want to inform you that as of this morning, the Cabinet has given the go-ahead for Ireland to become a member of two European Research Infrastructure Consortia, ERIC, the European Social Survey and the Digital Research Infrastructure for the Arts and Humanities. The Irish Research Council will represent Ireland in the two consortia, and as you will know, the European Social Survey, which was established in 2001, is an academically driven social survey designed to chart the interaction between Europe's changing institutions and the attitudes, beliefs and behaviour patterns of its populations. The Digital Research Infrastructure for the Arts and Humanities aims to enhance and support digitally enabled research and teaching across the humanities and arts. And as we know, digital humanities is a growing area of niche expertise in Ireland, and involvement in the ERIC will continue to enhance Ireland's reputation in this area. The involvement in these infrastructures as they develop into ERICs will further enhance the benefits to Irish researchers and the Irish research system more generally. So that's a step forward, a bit of progress, and that's good. It's good to be able to report that. So back to today, and this conference was officially designated as a presidency event, given that it is in line with our presidency priorities for research and innovation. And I know that Commissioner Gagan Quinn was here with you this morning, and I understand that she restated her commitment to the humanities and social sciences in terms of its importance within the next framework programme, Horizon 2020. As your conference programme rightly points out, Ireland's presidency of the European Union provides an ideal platform to promote this section of the EU's flagship research and innovation programme, with particular reference to the thematic challenge of inclusive, innovative and reflective societies. The central objective of this event is to give greater prominence to previously neglected aspects of the humanities and social sciences. It serves as the means of identifying alternative competences and demonstrating their central value with regard to cultural, social and economic innovation in both the European and global contexts. It is fair to say that the commitment to humanities and social sciences in Horizon 2020 will also address these issues. I want to take the opportunity today to recognise the contribution of the humanities and social sciences, and specifically to do so in the research and innovation context. It is well understood that the arts, humanities and social sciences contribute to society by identifying and analysing societal, political and economic problems and challenges, educating a wide range of professionals such as teachers, lawyers, academics, public servants, business people, cultural heritage professionals and publishers, and many more. It underpins teaching, learning and research and supports strategically significant sectors of the economy and society. This is at the heart of what is required for the renewal of our country. And so, what is the context in which we are having this discussion? We are all too aware of the economic and societal challenges that we face. The Action Plan for Jobs is the key pillar for the drive for economic renewal. The Research Prioritisation Report is one of the policy instruments that feeds into and underpins that action plan. The implementation of that report is the government's key priority. Research prioritisation, however, does not mean that we sacrifice important areas of research that do not have a direct impact on the economy. I am acutely aware of the contribution being made across a range of areas and disciplines to Ireland's research reputation, to the quality of our higher education system, and to our society. This is across the arts, humanities and social sciences, encompassing Celtic studies, economics, history, linguistics, physics, mathematics, psychology, social policy, and I'm going to include and many more in that. As stated in the prioritisation report, we need what is characterised as a research for policy and research for knowledge base. There is no doubting the importance of such research within the polity and again for society. An independent testimony to this is the fiercely competitive nature of Irish Research Council calls. Furthermore, competitive funds through the PRTLI have, and we are currently developing infrastructures such as the Digital Repository Ireland. For evidence of quality from an international perspective, one has only to look at the success of the Humanities and Social Sciences in the European Research Council's competitions, where they have been successful in both the starter and advanced grant domains. Professor Kevin O'Rourke was awarded the first Irish Advanced Grant Award, and 4 of the 8 Advanced Grant Awards to Ireland are in the Humanities and Social Sciences. I have recently discussed with the Irish Research Council the challenge around articulating more of the outputs, outcomes and vital contribution of humanities and social science research, and I'm delighted to see that Orla is here with us today as well. To my mind, there are areas of opportunity mapping the humanities and social sciences across the 14 priority areas. This opportunity must be recognised. HSS also includes value creation in the public and private spheres through improvements in the welfare of society, improving the knowledge base for society's decision-making, the advancement of education, and in particular master's, PhD, and research training, enhancing international collaboration, and stimulating innovation and knowledge-based enterprises. At European level, it has been acknowledged that social sciences and the humanities are of great importance and have therefore been placed at the core of Horizon 2020 programmes. And this was articulated by Commissioner Geoghegan-Quinn earlier today. In particular, it is vital that we have research in this field to help us to examine, interpret and understand today's societal challenges. I am pleased to note that the EU's collaborative research programme in the social sciences and humanities is the world's largest in this area, and the EU is determined to maintain our leading role here through Horizon 2020. While under FP7, there was a specific component dedicated to the social sciences and humanities in Horizon 2020. In Horizon 2020, this research field will be embedded across the programme to optimise its contribution to solving the major issues of our time. All these challenges need input from the humanities. Researchers in all areas will have to work together if we are to truly address those challenges. This, as I've said, should mirror the opportunities inherent within our own set of the 14 priority areas. This does not mean that all HSS activity will be determined through prioritisation. On the contrary, to my mind, we need to ensure funding to continue to fund HSS outside of the prioritisation policy prerogative. This is vital in a way that I hope is self-explanatory to this audience. But we do need to approach this nationally and collaboratively. This is a challenge for me as Minister for Research, for researchers, higher education institutions, and our agencies. Government investment in research has held relatively steady in these austere times. And let us keep in mind that other agencies, such as the Health Research Board, the Department of Agriculture, the EPA and Chagas, continue to support research for the policy domain. Furthermore, through the 14 national research priority areas and through SFI funding, there will be new opportunities for engagement across a suite of funding instruments, and I encourage innovative and creative thinking and proposals coming forward. An important feature, and indeed to my mind an important innovation of Horizon 2020 is the focus on addressing, as I've said, the major societal challenges, major concerns shared by citizens in Europe and across this planet. A challenge-based approach will bring together resources and knowledge across different fields, technologies and disciplines, including social sciences and the humanities. This will help address issues such as climate change, developing sustainable transport and mobility, making renewable energy more affordable, ensuring food safety and security, and coping with the challenge of an ageing population. I see the focus that this conference brings to the role and contribution of humanities and social sciences as timely and constructive to the process, and an important contribution to addressing these societal challenges over the course of the next framework programme. I think it is important to recall recent remarks by Director General of DG Research and Innovation, Robert Jan Smits. I'm not sure if he was here today with the Commissioner, but he did state, and I quote, "The social sciences and humanities will be given a key role in the third pillar of Horizon 2020, which addresses societal challenges such as health, demographic change, food security, energy, climate change, and innovative societies. This will require both the social science and natural science communities to collectively engage in addressing major societal challenges. Horizon 2020 is built on this approach, and we must make the necessary funds available to realise this goal." End of quote. This is a clear commitment and also a challenge to the social sciences and humanities, which I invite you to actively address. Ireland's participation in the European framework programmes for research is a success story. Ireland has received funding of around 500 million to date under FP7, more than twice that of the previous programme. We are on track to reach our target of 600 million under the current framework, and as we enter the transition phase from FP7 to Horizon 2020, we are currently reviewing the role of the national support structure. The resources allocated to H2020 support will be reviewed to fit its broader scope. Our support system will cover all Horizon 2020 areas, including humanities and social sciences. And if I had one request today, it would be to ask the arts, humanities and social sciences communities to continue to reflect on, engage with and enhance the focus on understanding and developing our society. And as you know, I will be revisiting these themes through a strategy process later on this year. Before I conclude, I perhaps just want to maybe speak just for a few moments about where we are in relation to the broader macro-political discussions, if you will, in relation to Horizon 2020. Many of you will know that Ireland, by dint of its presidency, is chairing the negotiations on the funding, the block of funding that will go towards Horizon 2020. I am in the fortunate or unfortunate position at present under the presidency as chair of the Research Council of Ministers of having the privilege of steering those negotiations. It is what they call a co-decision procedure. It must be decided and agreed upon by the three institutions, that being the Member States, the European Commission and the European Parliament. And if you think about that for a moment, 700 plus MEPs, 27 Member States and the European Commission. Three institutions with their own ideas about where we should go and how we should achieve what it is that we need to achieve. The negotiations at present are quite challenging, but there is a determination that during the Irish presidency we would move to conclude an agreement on the framework programme in principle. As you know, there are challenges at present around the negotiations of the multi-annual financial framework, the EU budget, but we are working hard, and the officials within my department are working night and day through the working groups in Brussels to try and ensure that we have that certainty that every single researcher in Europe will need, so that on January the 1st, 2014, that we will have a new framework programme so that we can begin to meet these grand societal challenges. And to my mind, aside from the grand societal challenges, that block of 70 billion plus worth of funding represents a massive opportunity for Ireland. And if we are hitting a target of 600 million on this framework programme, I don't see why we should not be ambitious in terms of the possibility of reaching a target of 1 billion plus in the next framework. And I think this meeting today, this agenda that has been set out today, the fact that Commissioner Gagan-Quinn has been here today, I think presents an opportunity for the Humanities and Social Sciences community in this country to become an active, important player in terms of leveraging that funding on the next framework. And I personally believe that that opportunity is there. And as I've stated in my few words, I believe that if we work together through our state agencies, through the Irish Research Council, SFI, through the academic institutions, with industry, I believe that if we all move together in one direction, I think we can leverage those opportunities. We are in challenging times in terms of where the negotiations are. In broad terms, the Irish presidency wants to move towards a process of simplification in relation to the funding aspect. There is some resistance to that in some of the member states and some of the MEPs who are rapporteurs on this are resistant to that. But I believe that by simplifying the process, that you then create the opportunity for every single researcher or research team to be able to leverage that type of funding. So that's a very general overview of where we are in terms of the politics of this. There is a lot of agreement between the Irish presidency and the Commission. So the member states and the Commission agree by and large on the vast bulk of where it needs to go. But there are some outlying issues, and I'm confident that through that process of negotiation and a little bit of diplomacy that we hopefully will get to that point whereby on January the 1, 2014, we will have a new programme. So I'm grateful for this opportunity to be here today. I am delighted to have been invited by Margaret. I am a Mallow man. Margaret is also from Mallow. I am unashamedly parochial in the sense that I'm delighted that Margaret gave me this opportunity and invited me. She's a wonderful person, and I'm personally thank her for this invitation to be here today. And I look forward to meeting Luke afterwards as well. I don't know if Luke is in the room. Luke is there. So we're going to continue our discussions in terms of the various platforms. And as you know, Orla and myself would be in touch on a regular basis as well, both formally and informally, to try and make sure that we push this agenda. So thank you sincerely for this opportunity.